A lot of people are thinking that because I'm already a US licensed physical therapist, I'm already working in the United States, but that's actually not the case. While waiting for my US immigrant visa, I've been working full time from home as a healthcare virtual assistant. So, what exactly does a healthcare virtual assistant do? In this video, I'll talk about what I do in my job, my day to day responsibilities, and some of the things that surprised me most working as an HVA. Let's go. Hi, I'm Gat Pitogo, and I'm a licensed physical therapist here in the Philippines and the United States. I'm also a doctor of physical therapy and a certified healthcare virtual assistant. So, why am I working as a healthcare virtual assistant? Actually, guys, this started around 2021 during the pandemic. I was in the process for my US licensure exam and my doctorate, and naka-DIY lang ako. So, lahat ng expenses, ako yung mag-shoulder. I didn't have an agency, or I was not under an agency back in 2021 kasi in my previous video, I talked about, like I was under an agency prior to the pandemic, and then sila yung nagsisponsor for my US licensure exam and my doctorate, but they terminated the contract and they can't sponsor PTs anymore because of the pandemic crisis. So I didn't take the risk na to join again or be in another agency kasi baka hahaba na naman yung process ko pa US, and then gusto ko na in my own terms na ako na yung magsho-shoulder, ako yung magde-decide when I should take the exam and when should I enroll for my doctorate degree. So inisip ko, ang mahal ng process ko pa US, and saan naman ako kukuha ng ganong pera, no? Like I needed around 600 to 700,000 for just the whole process, the licensure exam and my doctorate degree. My job that time, hindi enough yung kinikita ko per month. I was earning around 20,000 to 25,000 lang per month. And enough lang siya para sa day-to-day living expenses ko or monthly expenses. And konti lang yung nasa-save ko. And it's not enough for me to save 600,000 to 700,000. So my colleagues who were working na as HVAs during that time suggested the VA job to me. Kasi malaki yung bigayan and in dollars pa per hour. So back in 2021, di ba pandemic yon, and then like a lot of people were laid off or naka-remote work lang because of the lockdown, my quarantine. So I needed a job din na naka-work from home lang. As much as I want to work in clinic, I didn't want to risk myself sa COVID-19. So eto na. I was working with Hello Rage for 4 years from 2021 to 2024. And around 2024, I was offered by my client to work directly na for him. And up to this day, I'm still working with the same client for 4 years already. So while waiting for my US immigrant visa and my interview sa US Embassy, I'm working as a full-time as a HVA because I earn more with this job. It's a permanent work from home setup. I have a client who appreciates my skills and my outputs. I get to travel and do things I love doing, and it's more convenient for me living here in the Philippines in this economy, no? So what exactly is a healthcare virtual assistant? Basically, mga VAs lang kami who supports healthcare providers or healthcare related businesses. It's purely a work from home setup. Hindi kami nagpo-provide ng direct patient or client treatment, and we provide administrative or clinical support tasks. So ano daw yung kaibahan ng medical VAs sa healthcare virtual assistants? Akala ko din same lang sila kasi healthcare or medical related lang yung tasks. Pero the difference daw is a medical virtual assistant primarily supports doctors, clinics, hospitals, or private practice. Usually sila yung patient-centered, and ang mga examples ng tasks na ginagawa ng isang medical virtual assistant are medical scribing or transcription, EMR documentation, appointment scheduling, and insurance verification. Now, dito naman sa healthcare virtual assistant, broader yung scope niya in the healthcare industry. You can work for an insurance company, a medical billing company, healthcare startups, or even healthcare providers. And in my case, I'm working for a law firm company. It may or may not have direct patient-related tasks, and examples ng mga tasks na ginagawa ng isang healthcare virtual assistant are medical records review, legal case support, case coordination, billing, and quality assurance. So what I actually do as a healthcare virtual assistant. Now, in the office, I am called a medical coordinator. Ako yung nagre-review ng mga medical bills and records sa mga clients namin sa law firm. So this law firm is a personal injury law firm. We handle cases such as motor vehicle accidents, dog bites, workplace injury, or slip and fall cases. So yung goal namin is to help our clients who have been injured because of someone else's negligence para mabayaran si client sa mga losses niya. So ano-ano ba tong mga losses niya? It could be medical expenses, lost wages, pain and suffering, and other damages. So let's say, for example, may isang client na nag-seek ng help sa law firm namin. So this case, most of our cases are motor vehicle accidents. So yung client na yon, they sought help from us, from the attorneys, to help them be reimbursed sa mga expenses because of the negligence of someone. So, let's say, siya yung nabangga and then, alangan naman siya yung babayad ng mga damages, no? So, dapat talaga yung managot is yung nakabangga. So, yung nakabangga, siya yung babayad sa client. It could be under his insurance. So, sa part ko lang is the medical side of it. Binabasa ko yung mga evaluations ng doctors, ano yung mga injuries niya na sustained because of the motor vehicle accident. Related ba yung mga injuries sa motor vehicle accident na yon or accident? And necessary ba yung mga treatments and procedures na ginawa ng doctor para makarecover si client sa mga injuries? I also do quality check if tama ba yung mga codings, yung mga billing codings or diagnosis codings such as the ICD-10 codes or CPT codes. Kasi sometimes some of these providers overcharge the patient. So, chine-check ko yan if overcharge ba or may mga kulang na charges. Then once our clients are done with treatment, ako yung nagpe-prepare ng demand letters to be sent to the insurance company stating how much are the total medical expenses, magkano yung nawalang pera niya kasi hindi siya nakapagtrabaho ulit, and magkano yung total pain and suffering ni client because of that accident. So think of it this way. The lawyers handle the legal side of the case while my role is to help organize and interpret the healthcare information that supports those cases. And then hindi lang yon, I get to have a one-on-one conference with the attorneys to discuss a specific case, and then I interpret the medical findings, ano yung mga injuries niya, ano yung mga treatments and procedures, and then I discuss it with them to give them a better understanding of the medical side of it. They rely on us, kami mga HVAs, to interpret these records and bills to them. So these are the skills that you need in this job. Number one talaga is you know how to read medical terminologies, or you know how to read the office or doctor's visit notes. You need to be attentive to detail kasi you need to search for things that really prove that the injuries that were sustained were really because of the accident. So, andun yun sinestate sa chief complaints, the history of presenting illness, and the findings of the doctor and the assessment of the doctor. Next is English communication because, working for a law firm in the States, you need to have some sort of English language proficiency. You don't need to be so fluent in English, no? At kahit Filipino English yung English mo na accent, that's okay as long as they understand you. And then time management. So there are specific deadlines that you need to meet. In our case, we have like a statute of limitation. So that is like the deadliest deadline of parang when we can submit the evidences to court. Basic healthcare knowledge and organizational skills. So you need to have organizational skills kasi kailangan mo i-organize yung mga bills and records in chronological order. You know how to check the dates of services, ano yung kinaunahang provider na pinuntahan ni client up to the last one. And then my background as a PT was an advantage kasi I know how to read the bills and codes, and then mas mabilis ako magbasa ng medical records. Also, prior to my VA work, I used to work for a company that reads medical records and bills. So it was not something new to me, and then I think that was the reason why the client hired me kasi I know how to read medical documentation, specifically in the US healthcare setting. Things that surprised me. Everything is purely work from home or remote work. I never expected to work for lawyers. Hindi ko in-expect na may mga law firm companies pala na nag-hire ng ganitong VAs to work for them. And I didn't know there were these types of law firms, no, like personal injury law firms that has like a medical side of it. I don't answer phone calls kasi parang if we put it in a BPO industry setting, para lang akong data analyst or back office sa law firm namin. I learned legal terminologies. I became faster at reading medical records and bills. Yun talaga yung surprising for me. So is it worth it? Is this HVA job worth it? For me lang ha, based on my experience, it's really worth it kasi the pros of it is a work from home setup, permanent pa. So you just need to have a stable internet and you have your own computer to work with. It's a stable income. You are paid hourly. So my work is 40 hours per week. You're paid in dollars pa. So magkano ba yung bigayan ngayon sa dollars or exchange rate? It's already 61 pesos per $1 yung exchange rate ngayon. And then no commute. So wala kaming physical office, walang clinic na kailangan kong puntahan pa para makapag-work. So it's really a pure work from home setup and I don't need to commute. It has a flexible career path. So maybe one day after my contract with my employer sa US, maybe I'll get to work in a law firm company someday or in a personal injury law firm company with the same job that I have currently. And it's a great experience. Yun naman talaga. Pero number one talagang pro for me is the dollars per hour talaga. Malaki talaga yung bigayan. Maybe in the next video, I'll share about how much I earn as a healthcare virtual assistant. And then the cons would be long hours at the computer, it's night shift, and then less patient interaction. May mga deadlines lang na strict, and it can be repetitive. But somehow, it doesn't feel repetitive for me kasi each case kasi is unique. Though, yung repetitive lang na task are like medical records review, the bills, and the data entering. But somehow, in my task as someone who prepares demands, I get to enter the pain and suffering of each client, and then each client has unique kind of case. So, hindi lahat similar ng cases. So, that's one thing that it doesn't somehow feel repetitive to me. Who should consider this job? So, mga PTs, nurses, OTs, medical technologists, other healthcare, allied healthcare professionals, mga MDs. We also have medical doctors who applied for this position. Medical students, if kaya. Kasi I know school is very stressful and to be in this job requires also some amount of energy, or you really have to put an effort to this job. So, if school is stressful, I wouldn't suggest to be involved in this job if you're still in school kasi baka mabu-burn out ka. So, stress ka pa sa school and then stress ka pa dito sa work na to. Kahit hindi ka graduate of any allied medical health course, as long as you have some sort of training as a medical virtual assistant or healthcare virtual assistant, or you have an experience with insurance companies, billing, coding, or you know how to read medical terminology. So, like for example, at this day, ChatGPT is free. So, there are instances lang na may mga medical jargons that are quite hard to understand for someone who is not a graduate of any allied healthcare course. So be mindful lang of that if you want to apply to this type of job. Baka hindi ka sa medical side of it i-assign. You can be assigned in other administrative tasks like calling the providers to obtain the medical bills and records, or you call clients to get a treatment update or case update. Working as an HVA was not part of the original plan, but it was an important part in my journey while waiting to work as a physical therapist in the United States. And also, yung work ko na to really financed everything to obtain my American dream. If you have other topics for me to discuss regarding my VA journey, how to apply as a healthcare virtual assistant, or my journey as a physical therapist in the United States, comment down below and I'll be sharing more videos about my journey. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.